Cool. All right, we're back. So what we're going to do now for this next video is we're going to go through the process a little bit. All right. Now, remember, we're looking for things such as names of people, places of importance, names of documents, important dates and their significance, quotes, finally words we think we know, but we really just don't know what they mean exactly. How do we set this up? So let's go down to a new page of notes here, because that's just the prompt that we're going off of. And we're going to take the heading first. So let's take the heading of these notes, or the heading of this handout that we got from our teacher, and let's put it there. Perfect. So we know that these notes are going to be on Richard Nixon. That's the topic that we were given. Pretty straightforward, right? So as long as you do that, you're good, and your notes will be a little bit more organized. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to take the whole paragraph. And I do this one paragraph at a time, and I'll show you why, instead of just copying the whole thing into my notes. I like to take the whole paragraph. And the reason I take the whole paragraph is, well, there are a couple of reasons, actually. I take the whole paragraph because I want exactly what the document said. I might need exactly what the document said for an open book, open note test. And I'll show you how to do that later. I might need exactly what the document said because, quite frankly, if I'm taking notes, I might not have all the important details that I might need for a test or something along those lines, but I have the gist of the information and I have that conversational knowledge. So it's important that what I have already in my notes, like let's pretend I just take the summary of this paragraph and put it in my notes. I have that, but now I'm also going to have everything that's in the book, and I'll show you how that works out in a few minutes. And the third reason I do that is because sometimes when we read through something, we skim through it because we think we know everything that we're reading. We don't actually slow down and take the time to understand what it is we just read. So in case I ever have to go back and read something, or there's a topic on a test that I'm taking and I don't quite understand it, I could always come back here and I can have these notes here, and I have one centralized place that I can go back and look over things instead of thumbing through 65 different handouts, which we know online teachers are prone to doing to you. So that's why I copy the paragraph directly into my notes. Okay? So now that I've done that, I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to take my list of things I need to look for. Okay? Here's my list. Let's go ahead. Now, you don't have to do this, but I do it just because, we're on a new page and I want to give you guys an opportunity here to understand where I'm going for. Directly underneath this paragraph, I'm going to look for these things and I'm going to list them. Okay? I'm going to list them directly underneath this paragraph. So let's go through and list paragraph and let's see if we can find any of these things. And I already see the first thing. Names of people, right? Richard Nixon. All right. Let's go ahead and let's highlight that. Let's see. Here's a date. He took office in 1969. Let's see. Is that on our list? Important dates and their significance. Yeah, I'd say that's important. Let's go ahead and highlight that too, because we're going to want to know that Nixon took office in 69. Dramatic restructuring of American government. The bloated federal bureaucracies, Nixon believed, buried creative entrepreneurship under mountains of red tape and fostered dependency on handouts. That's quite the sentence. It's very vivid. But there might be some words in there you don't know. So let's pick bureaucracies. Maybe people don't know that one. That's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll make sure we have it. And let's see here. Entrepreneurship. Let's go ahead. You have to know what that means in order to understand that sentence. So that's important to have in there. And dependency on handouts. I'm pretty sure we know what dependency is if we're in college. And we know what handouts are if we're in college too. So that's okay. He called instead for a new federalism. Well, hey, take a look here. We got one of those quotes I was talking about. Something in quotes, we should always have it in our notes. Always. A system which directed money and power away from the federal bureaucracy and towards states and municipalities. You have to know what that is. If you don't know what a municipality is, you're not going to understand that sentence. So highlight municipalities. We already have bureaucracies highlighted there. You can highlight it and put it in your list later on if you'd like, and we'll do that just for the sake of the tutorial. But you don't need it because you have bureaucracies there. This system, Nixon said, could respond more efficiently to the needs of the people. Underneath this paragraph, we're going to take everything that we just highlighted in yellow. Okay? Pretty interesting. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take all that stuff and we're going to put it in our notes. So we want notes on Richard Nixon. Then we're going to want bureaucracies. And we're going to want entrepreneurship. Then we're going to want new federalism. I I have a typo. Yay, typos are funny. All right, federalism. And we're going to go bureaucracy. Typing is off today. It's this silly Mac keyboard. And then we're going to go and put municipalities. Perfect. So we have our list. These are our list of words from this paragraph that we need to define. Very cool, right? So let's go ahead. We'll change it over here to single line spacing. Maybe we can even do custom spacing. We can remove the space after paragraph. There we go. Perfect. So these are what we need to define. Okay? We have to define these words. How do we define them? Well, if we have a dictionary next to us, we can do that. But remember, this is the 21st century, right? There are tools out there that will allow us to define words. There are online dictionaries. And if you use Google Chrome and you're using Google Docs, you can get yourself some really cool extensions by going to the Chrome Web Store, okay, and getting yourself some really cool extensions to add. And that's what these little buttons up here are. These are my buddies, man. These are awesome. We got a dictionary. We got something that'll cite sources for you. We got a place to store notes. So you can go and get yourself some extensions, and I recommend the Google Dictionary by Google. It allows you to have a dictionary at your disposal in case there's any words you don't know. And the cool thing about Google Dictionary is you can highlight a word, and you should be able to get a definition for it if it's a web page. If it's a Google Doc, it won't really work that way. But you can go ahead and you can copy that, then load up your dictionary, paste it in there, and then search it, and then you'll get some definitions for it. There we go. We got tons of stuff here about Richard Nixon. How about bureaucracies? Let's look for that vocabulary right there. Go ahead, copy it, load it into the dictionary, paste it out, sign. Cool, got some good stuff here, so we'll go ahead and we'll just take that for an example. Perfect. We can format it later. Entrepreneurship, and we can go down the list. But basically what we do is we go down the list and we define all the words that we have in yellow. Once we have all of these words defined, the last thing we do for this paragraph is we do a paragraph summary. Okay, and we'll talk about that in the next tutorial. So go through and define these words, put them into your notes really quick if you're working along with me. This is the list you should go off of. And define these words, and in the next video we'll have all the definitions up and ready, and we'll be ready to talk about the paragraph summary. Thank you.